Thank you, Sarah. That is a very humbling introduction, and I'm very happy to be here. And in fact, when Sarah invited Cynthia and myself to come and speak, I was a little bit thrown off as well, because, I mean, I've met some of you. I've had the honor of speaking to some of you, and we're authors of historic book series. We have written on geopolitical concepts, philosophical, educational, cultural concepts. And what we could bring to the discussion for Think Local Conference was something that at first perplexed me. And I think that one of the most important things when we're living in a moment in world history of such change as the likes of which we are currently experiencing is to sort of situate context. Because when we're planning to protect our families, our friends, our communities from the coming storm, and there is a storm that is coming on, we've all, if we're here, it's because we've discovered that. We don't want to misstep. We want to understand what is shaping the environment that we're operating within. So we are now in a place where there's 2 anniversaries. Cynthia will introduce a 3rd anniversary that I think are very important to hold in mind. Number 1 is, as of yesterday, it was the first anniversary of the military intervention in Ukraine. And for anybody who still thinks that this has anything to do with Ukraine versus Russia, or Russia's desire to become a new global hegemon, think again. What's really going on is that there is a fight over what will be the foundation upon which the new system that will arise is going to be based. And will this new system, which is very underdefined in the future, be based upon something which is compatible with human liberty, with freedom, with the creation of abundance, with the existence of sovereign nation states? Or is it going to be based upon a restoration of an idealized feudalism? This idea that we have to adapt to scarcity, create and then adapt to scarcity. Some nations of this world today don't want that. They don't want to sacrifice their people. They don't want to annihilate their ancient traditions, their morality, their values on this new altar. Others, unfortunately, here in the transatlantic and the Five Eyes NATO part of the world that we live in, are kind of on board as far as the technocratic elites are concerned. As far as the people are concerned, no. I don't think any consensus would ever justify that most people want to go along with that dystopic agenda. So that's the future. We have to think about, well, are we positioning ourselves into a place where we can be a part of a positive reconstruction to bring civilization into a place which it should have been on for many generations, but things were derailed. The other anniversary that I think is important is the question of the 100th anniversary of the first disruption of the New World Order. And for those who don't know, this thing that George Bush and Biden and Henry Kissinger were celebrating in 1991, the collapse of the Soviet Union, the rise of a new world order, this is not some new idea. It was derailed 100 years ago, and I think by appreciating some of the dynamics of that, we're better able to look at, well, what are the weak spots? What are the weaknesses in this technocratic beast? Because it was only because of leading members from the Irish Free State, from the Canadian nationalists, from the American nationalists around Warren Harding in 1921, 22, 23, that the Imperial Federation, the conference by the Round Table movement of Cecil Rhodes to create a one-world government locked in under the City of London, was derailed. The entire League of Nations idea to create a one-world government actually didn't work, though there was a lot of effort to make it happen back then. There were a couple of other attempts as well to derail this process.